In lesson 11, we're going to continue the theme of opener's second bid, opener's rebid. It's such an important bid as it's a chance for opener to show a picture of their shape and their strengths. This helps tell their partner a lot about their hand, and often partner is then able to guide you to the right contract. Now, for the last two lessons, we've been looking at situations where opener is rebidding with an unbalanced hand. That could either be a strong hand, as we found in lesson 10, or a slightly weaker hand, a normal strength type of opening hand, which we covered in lesson 9. But today, we're going to be in opener's shoes when they don't have an unbalanced hand. Their hand is balanced, and we're going to look at what their opportunities for rebidding are now. The situation that we're going to cover in all of our lessons on opener's rebid is the following. One player, here it's South, has opened the bidding with one of a suit. Their partner, responder, has responded in either one or maybe two of a different suit. Now remember, a reminder, that bid is forcing. Opener must bid again. Fortunately, the opponents are not bidding in this auction. The auction is what we call uncontested, and that keeps things a little bit simpler. And there are three main pathways that we've been considering to help opener assess their rebid. Firstly, and most importantly, if responder has bid a major suit, an opener can now support that major suit because there is a known 8-card fit. Then opener simply supports their partner's major suit and all their rebid problems are simplified. All they have to do is work out how high to bid. And that still applies even with balanced hands. And we'll look at some examples of where that applies even when opener has a balanced hand today. Secondly, if we haven't yet found an 8-card fit, but our hand is balanced, then we'll simply rebid in no trumps. And that tells partner that we've got a balanced hand and we'll be able to convey our strength to within quite a narrow range. And that's the subject of today's lesson. And lastly, with an unbalanced hand, there are a few more options available, and depending on how strong opener is, we covered this pathway in lessons 9 and 10. So the subject of this week's lesson is this middle pathway, rebidding with balanced hands. But we'll also look briefly at when to support your partner's major suit as well, because that's the one situation where you don't rebid in no trumps. The key point here is it's absolutely critical that we appreciate when we hold a balanced hand. And a reminder, balanced hands are the shapes listed here. You can't have more than one doubleton, you can't have a singleton, and you can't have a void in your hand. But the balanced shapes are either 4-3-3-3, the 4 cards could be in any suit, or 4-4-3-2, or sometimes these hands where you've got 5 cards in one suit, 3 in another, 3 in another suit, and 2 in the last suit. That's also a balanced shape. Whenever we pick up a balanced shape, we must recognize its balanced shape and we bid it as follows. If we've got 12 to 14 high card points, we simply open one no trump. We covered that in lesson 5, and we also looked at the responses to one no trump bids further in lesson number 6. But sometimes we pick up a hand that's too strong to open one no trump. It's still balanced, but it's got 15 to 19 high card points. There, it wouldn't be right to open one no trump because the hand is too strong. In this situation, we open one of our longest suit. Or if we've got 2 equal length suits, refer to the guidance that we gave in lesson 7 for which suit to open. After we've opened one of a suit, we then rebid at our next bid, showing in no trumps, and that tells partner that we have a balanced hand, and it helps them pinpoint exactly the strength of our hand. If we do this consistently for all balanced hand shapes, it becomes much easier for us to describe our hand to partner, and our bidding will get better. There is one situation where we deviate from that, and let me remind you of that one. It's the situation where we've already discovered already uncovered an 8-card fit in a major suit, and that's because your partner has responded with a major suit, and you're now aware that there's an 8-card fit in that suit. So even if you've got a balanced hand, it's still correct to raise the major suit. We've talked about this previously in both lessons 9 and 10. Here's some examples of how it applies even with a balanced hand. Okay, first example here, we've got 16 high card points, so but it's a balanced hand. And actually, if you go back to the guidance of lesson 7, we have to open this hand one of a suit. And when we hold exactly 4 cards in hearts and exactly 4 cards in spades, it's always correct to open one heart with this hand. So we open one heart. Here's responder's hand. They've got 11 high card points. Their response here is 1 spade. And now opener, even though they've got a balanced hand and they were planning to rebid in no trumps, opener now knows that we have a fit in a major suit. That's the prime objective of the auction, is always to uncover a fit in a major suit. So once we've found one, we simply have to support partner to tell them that there's a major suit fit, and that helps simplify the auction for us. The question then is just how high do we bid? Well, as we found in lesson number 10, with 16 high card points, we would raise to 3 spades. And here, partner now knows that your raise to 3 spades shows spade support and around 16 or more high card points. That's enough for game. They've got 11 high card points. They know that we want to play in a game contract, and they would bid 4 spades, and that would be the final contract. Here's a slightly more complicated example. Again, a very balanced shape, 15 high card points. Too strong to open one no trump, so we have to open one of our longest suit. So opener would open 1 spade with this hand. Here's responder's hand. A responder with this hand can bid 2 hearts. They've got 10 high card points, which is enough points to bid at the 2 level, and their 2 heart bid also guarantees that they've got 5 cards in the heart suit. Okay, if you don't remember that, have another look back at lesson number 8, and where we talked about responding bids. But the key thing here, a response of 2 hearts to 1 spade always guarantees at least 5 cards in hearts. Now, opener knows there's a heart fit. They were planning to rebid in no trumps to show their balanced shape, but here, now knowing that there's a heart fit, their job is simply to raise hearts. With 15 high card points, their hand isn't strong, so all they can do is raise hearts to the next level, 3 hearts. That says to partner, partner, I now know there's a fit in the heart suit. We're going to play in hearts. But my hand isn't that strong. I can only raise to 3 hearts. And in this situation, if I was responder holding this 10 high card points, there's a possibility that we've got enough points for game. Actually, we do hold 25 high card points here, but I don't particularly like my hand. If I would need to know that opener is absolutely maximum for there to be a game on here. And also, when I look at my hand, I don't have any good intermediate cards. I don't have any tens. I don't have any, combinations of 10s and 9s and things like that are good combinations to make your hand a little bit more worthwhile. So here on this particular hand, I'm just going to pass 3 hearts. And actually, if you look at it on these cards, it's very likely that you will lose 1 spade, 1 heart, you'll lose a diamond, and you're almost certain to lose a club trick as well. So 3 hearts is probably the best contract that you could make here on those cards. Anyway, let's return to rebidding in no trumps, and we'll have a look at some guidance of how to rebid in no. When we hold a balanced hand, partners responded, but we haven't yet found a major suit fit. So our goal now, holding a balanced hand, is to respond in no trumps. So let's assume that the auction is still at the 1 level. For example, it started 1 club, 1 heart, or perhaps you've opened 1 diamond and partners bid 1 spade. We're still at the 1 level. If that's the case, then with a balanced hand, opener can describe their hand fairly precisely by choosing one of the following options. If opener has got 15 or 16 high card points and a balanced hand, they simply respond 1 no trump, i.e. they're bidding no trumps at the lowest available level. This is a limit bid. Partner knows your strength to within a fairly precise narrow range, 15 or 16 high card points in this case, and they may actually choose just to pass if there's no future in bidding on. If opener's got a slightly stronger balanced hand, they could bid two no trumps, and that shows 17 or 18 high card points. Again, it's a limit bid showing a precise point range, and responder, again with a very weak hand, perhaps only 6 points, might still choose to pass, but normally they'll look to bid on because a two no trump rebid is quite encouraging and shows a fairly strong hand. If opener's got 19 high card points, then they know that game is certain and they can simply bid three no trump. They know that with their 19 points and partner has at least 6, there's enough points for game. Now, I'll just add at this point that some experts hate this bid and prefer to use this particular sequence to show a different type of hand. And lastly, I'll also note that some experts and even more experienced bridge players and lots of other teachers recommend slightly different approaches for these particular ranges of no trump rebids. So if you're watching this YouTube video and your teachers are recommending something slightly different, that's okay. This is just what we do when we follow the English Bridge Union approved Bridge for All syllabus, which is recommended because it's thought to be slightly easier for beginners to learn. Sometimes when opener gets to make their rebid, the bidding is already at the 2 level. So for example, suppose you've opened 1 diamond and partners responded 2 clubs, or perhaps you've opened 1 heart or 1 spade and partners responded with 2 diamonds. The bidding is now at the 2 level. In this case, there's a bit less space for us to show our hand strength, but we can still rebid using the following guidelines. And again, with just 15 or 16 high card points, we rebid in no trumps at the lowest available level. Here, the lowest available level is to bid 2 no trumps. This is a limit bid again. It shows precisely 15 or 16 high card points and a balanced hand. Partner knows a lot about our hand, but they're unlikely to pass now because in this sequence, partner is likely to know there are enough points for game. Remember, partners responded at the 2 level, so they're already promised that they've probably got at least 10 or more high card points. So 10 high card points in their hand plus 15 or 16 in your hand is certainly likely to be enough for game contract. If you've got a slightly stronger hand, then we rebid by jumping straight to 3 no trump. So anything 17 to 19 high card points, we know there's a game on here and we just jump straight to 3 no trump and we don't mess about. Again, there are some slightly different ranges that some experts recommend for these particular types of hands, and more experienced players will do the same thing. But for now, this is the syllabus that we follow. It's thought to be a simpler system for beginners to learn. So let's look at a few examples of rebidding in no trumps and then seeing how responder chooses to finish the auction. So here's the first one. It's actually the first hand from today's play lesson. So for those playing along in the classroom with me, you'll actually get to play this hand, or you will have played this hand as hand number 1. So you've got a balanced hand here. You've got 15 high card points. So you're too strong to open 1 no trump. So simply all we do is open with our longest suit. Our longest suit is diamonds. We open 1 diamond. Here's responder's hand. They've got 12 high card points. They've got quite a strong hand here. They must be hoping that there's a good chance of a game contract here. But the first thing to do is simply to respond 1 spade here. Okay, just to show your 4 cards in your spade suit. Don't get too excited about bidding the clubs. Just bid spades here. Show your 4 cards in spades. That's always going to be the right sort of response on that type of hand. Now, opener has to bid again, and they'd want to. They can bid now and show that they have a balanced hand, and they can show their strength fairly precisely by bidding no trumps at the lowest available level. Here, 1 no trump, they're showing that they hold a balanced hand and 15 or 16 high card points. That's a limit bid. They're limiting their range to a very particular range. And responder, if they had a weak hand here, could easily choose to pass. If responder only had 6 or 7 points, it would definitely be right to pass 1 no trump and just play in the 1 no trump contract. But here, responder knows opposite a minimum of 15 and a balanced hand and 12 points in your own hand, it's definitely going to be right to jump to 3 no trump, the game level contract, and we're playing a game contract and score the game bonus for making more than 9 tricks, hopefully, in 3 no trump. Here's a second example. It's hand 6 from those that played along in the lesson with me. So here we have again. Opener's got a slightly stronger hand here, very similar shape to the first one. They've got 4-3-3-3 shape, and their 4-card suit is diamonds. Too strong to open one no trump. The balanced hand, but too strong to open one no trump. So we open our longest suit. Our longest suit is diamonds, and our plan is that next time we will rebid to show our balanced hand and the strength of our hand. So we're hoping to be able to rebid at the 2 level if we can. Here's Responder's hand. Responder's actually got a nice 6-card spade suit, and they have got 10 high card points here. So let's see what we do here. So the first thing is Responder just simply bids spades with 1 spade at this point. Opener can't support spades yet, but they can now describe their hand quite well to their partner. By jumping to 2 no trump, they're showing that they've got a balanced hand, 17 or 18 high card points, and that they don't yet hold 4. They haven't got enough spades to support spades. They've got fewer than 4. If they had 4 spades here, they would have supported spades, of course, and jumped to 3 spades because they got a strong hand. But here they've rebid with a balanced hand. 2 no trumps shows 17 or 18 high card points. Now let's think about what Responder does. Responder still likes their 6-card spade suit. They know that Opener is balanced. If Opener is balanced, it's likely that they've got a minimum of 2 spades. So we have a spade fit. Not only do we have a spade fit, we have enough points for game. Opener has promised a minimum of 17 or 18 high card points, and we have 10 high card points in Responder's hand here. So that's enough for a game level contract. Let's simply bid 4 spades. And that would be the final contract in this situation. Responder knows there are more than 25 high card points. They want to play in game. Opener is balanced. Is a likely 6-2 or better fit. So we simply bid 4 spades, and that's the final contract. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples of finishing the auction. These are slightly more tricky because Responder is going to need a bit more information before they can choose the best contract. So let's look at how these plan out. The third example, it's hand 7 from today's lesson. If you played the lesson with me, you might recognize this if we got to it. Okay, so a balanced hand, you've got 5-3-3-2. A 5-3-3-2 is a balanced shape. We've got 16 high card points. So we are too strong to open 1 no trump. We must open 1 club, our longest suit, first. Okay, here's Responder's hand, 9 high card points, and their longest suit is spades, and they can simply bid or simply respond 1 spade. 1 spade, of course, is forcing, and let's hear more about Opener's hand now. Now, a lot of people would make the mistake of simply bidding 2 clubs here. Partner, I'm telling you 2 clubs because I want you to know I've got 5 cards in clubs. If you make that bid 2 clubs, partner knows very little about your strength. It's far more useful to remember that your hand is balanced, treated as balanced, and bid no trumps at the lowest available level, which shows either 15 or 16 high card points. It also, of course, denies 4-card support for spades, because if we had 4-card support for spades, we would have raised spades immediately. But what we've shown is a balanced hand, 15 or 16 high card points. Responder doesn't know we've got 5 clubs rather than the 4 we promised, but who cares? Clubs isn't that important. We don't really have an interest to playing clubs anyway. Now, what does Responder do? They know that you've got either 15 or 16 high card points. They've got 19. There's a fair chance there's a game contract on here. With 9 high card points, a 5-card suit is often a very useful feature in a no trump contract as well. So I think we might want to bid on to investigate whether there's a game available. We can't be sure. If Opener's only got 15 high card points, maybe game isn't available. There might not be enough points for a 3 no trump contract here. But here we can investigate by asking partner, are they minimum or maximum? We simply bid 2 no trump. That invites partner to bid on. And here, Opener is maximum for their range. They've got 16 high card points. So here they would simply bid 3 no trump, and 3 no trump becomes the final contract. Now, looking at these cards, it's not the best contract in the world and requires a few things to work for you to be able to make 9 tricks. But anyway, that's how we'd get to 3 no trump with those particular cards. And the fourth example, This is the fourth. This is the fourth hand from today's lesson play as well. So here's here's that hand. Opener again has a balanced hand. They're 5-3-3-2. They've got 5 cards in hearts, but they must treat this hand as balanced. It's still wrong to treat this as an unbalanced hand. Okay, so a balanced hand, too strong to open, 1 no trump, with 17 high card points. So we simply open our longest suit, which is hearts. We open 1 heart. Here's Responder's hand. Responder's got a nice hand, 11 high card points. They should be thinking there's a possibility of a game on here depending on how strong opener is. But at this point, all Responder simply does is just bid their longest suit. And of course, they can do that at the 1 level by bidding 1 spade. 1 spade is forcing. Opener must bid again. Opener wants to bid again. They've got 17 high card points anyway. Now, here is where a lot of people will go wrong. A lot of openers, a lot of people with this hand will simply bid 2 hearts to say, well, partner needs to know I've got 5 hearts. Well, we can find that out anyway. Let's have a look how that works. Let's actually treat our hand as balanced and rebid all balanced hands that are too strong to open no trumps. We should rebid them in no trumps. And here, with 17 to 18 high card points, we have to jump to 2 no trump. If we had only 15 or 16, we'd bid 1 no trump. But here we've got 17, so we bid 2 no trump. Okay, that denies 4 card support for spades. If we had 4 spades, we would have supported spades immediately. Okay, so Responder now knows a fair bit about our hand. They know our strength. We've got 17 or 18 high card points. That means there is definitely a game on. Okay, a game contract could be 3 no trumps, but possibly openers got 5 hearts. It's quite possible that they could have 5 cards in the heart suit. So now Responder, they can either just simply bid 3 no trump, and that wouldn't be wrong. That would be okay. We could end up in 3 no trump, or they could offer opener a chance to play in hearts if opener's got 5 hearts. So the clever bid here is to bid 3 hearts. Okay, this says to partner, we are definitely going to game. We're going to play either in no trumps or in hearts, depending on how many hearts you've got. It must show 3 card support, because if Responder had 4 hearts, they would have responded in hearts immediately. So bidding 3 hearts now cannot mean anything other than 3 card support. Okay, so it says 3 card support and enough points for game. It says basically, opener, have you got 5 cards in hearts? If you have, I suggest maybe a heart contract's better. If not, let's play in 3 no trump. And here, opener, with 5 cards in hearts, will choose to play in a 4 heart contract. And that would be the final contract. 3 no trump's not a bad contract on those hands either. And in some situations, that might actually be the better bid. But for now, that's the one way that you can show how to get to the heart contract with a 5-3 fit. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. There's a lot that we've covered there. It's really important, though, that with our balanced hands, we recognize them as balanced, and we either open 1 no trump or we look to rebid in no trumps whenever we can. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks now.